We've heard the president say that he would never send tanks to Ukraine, and recently we just heard him say that Zelensky doesn't need F-16s for now. For now is the operative word. Does this mean that we're sending them fighter jets when the president decides that it's time? After almost a month, President Biden finally decides to talk about Ohio, and you're not going to believe what he said. Ukraine spies are saying that Russia and Vladimir Putin are preparing something big for the war. The extent of this imminent attack is still under wraps, but it is scary to think that things could become even worse. And related to that, Putin has now put his nuclear forces at its highest alert ever. However, there is at least one country who's calling for a ceasefire and cooler heads. And unbelievably, it's China. We're now almost certain that President Biden will run again in 2024 as confirmed by someone else other than him. Again. And a lawmaker calls out for the president's impeachment due to him picking a foreign country over the people of Ohio. Now, before I continue, please take a second and drop a like for the video. I totally appreciate that, and share this video with everyone you know. And if you're interested in your daily dose of the truth when it comes to global happenings and conflicts, the state of our economy, Social Security, SSI, SSDI, and what's really going on in Washington, D.C. that affects our lives, our families, and our bank accounts, make sure to subscribe to the channel. And if you own a home, make sure your home is protected. Get your free home warranty quote. There's a link in the description down below. Now, guys, in a recent interview, President Biden talked about the possibility of sending fighter jets to Ukraine, something that will cost taxpayers millions of dollars for each jet.
We know the Germans are now sending tanks in after the U.S. said it would send Abrams tanks as well. But we know President Zelensky continues to say what he really needs are F-16s. Will you send F-16s?
Look, we're sending him what our seasoned military thinks he needs now. He needs tanks, he needs artillery, he needs air defense, including another HIMARS. There's things he needs now that we're sending him to put him in a position to be able to make gains this spring and this summer going into the fall.
You don't think he needs F-16s now?
No, he doesn't need F-16s now.
Is that a never?
Look, first of all, the idea that we know exactly what's going to be needed a year, 2, 3 from now, but there is no basis upon which there is a rationale, according to our military now, to provide F-16s.
But you're not ruling it out?
I am ruling it out for now.
For now.
There you have it. The sending of jets worth millions of dollars each, by the way. I think you really need to reiterate that they run about $12 million to $80 million per jet. So the sending of these jets is ruled out for now. Now, in the same interview, President Biden finally talked about Ohio. Finally. It's been what, almost a month since this derailment? What does President Biden have against Ohio? Anyway, this is what he said about it.
Is the president coming to Ohio? Do you have any plan to travel to Ohio, and have you talked with the mayor yet?
Let's put this in perspective. Within 2 hours of that derailment, the EPA was in there. Within 2 hours. Every major agency in the United States government that had anything to do with rail and or cleanup was there and is there. In addition to that, I've spoken at length to the congresspersons, the governors, the senators from both states of Pennsylvania and in Ohio. And I've made it clear to them anything they need is available. We'll make it available to them. Whatever happens here, we got to understand it's the responsibility of the railroad company, who's made, by the way, tens of billions of dollars in profits. Tens of billions of dollars of profits lately.
So do you plan to travel there, and have you talked with the mayor?
I can't recall where that. I don't think I've talked to the mayor. I've talked to everyone else there. And
Some lawmakers are not at all happy with the president's response, especially as critics say that he chose to be with Ukraine rather than helpless Americans in Ohio. One of them is Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene. She recently went on Twitter to say this, quote, Joe Biden will be impeached. Ukraine is not the 51st state. We are in over $34 trillion in debt, borders invaded daily by the thousands, and Americans have been poisoned in East Palestine. Enough. Impeach Biden. End quote. Now, I'm completely familiar with Greene's work, and it doesn't say if she actually has a proposal in place that would lead to President Biden's impeachment. But what do you guys think about this? Are the recent actions from the president's grounds to impeach him, or is Marjorie Taylor Greene overreacting? The president's visit to Kiev also got a lot of reactions from Vladimir Putin as he activated their monolith combat system and put Russia's nuclear forces on their highest alert. This could be the closest we have ever been to another nuclear war.
Как и раньше, уделим укреплению ядерной триады. В этом году на боевое дежурство заступают первые пусковые установки ракетного комплекса «Сармат» с новой тяжелой ракетой. Продолжим серийное производство гиперзвуковых комплексов воздушного базирования «Кинжал» и начнем массовые поставки гиперзвуковых ракет морского базирования «Циркон». С принятием в боевой состав ВМФ атомного подводного крейсера проекта «Борей-А» император Александр III доля современных вооружений и техники в морских стратегических ядерных силах достигнет 100%. В ближайшие годы боевой состав флота пополнит еще 3 крейсера данного проекта.
Ukraine spies are also warning that Russia is definitely ramping up for a massive attack, saying that it could include 500,000 soldiers, almost 2,000 tanks, around 4,000 armored vehicles, 400 fighter jets, and 300 helicopters. That's a huge force. Let's hope that cooler heads prevail, much like the ideas that are being pushed by China. Let this be the plan that finally ends all of this. Anyway, China called for a ceasefire in Ukraine, believe it or not, with Zelensky saying that he's open to the 12-point peace plan. Now, according to all the notes, quote, all parties must stay rational and exercise restraint, avoid fanning the flames and aggravating tensions, and prevent this crisis from deteriorating further or even spiraling completely out of control, end quote. Even Russia had said that it appreciated China's plan and that they were open to achieving their goals through political and diplomatic means. NATO wasn't very happy with it though. Now, I'm not sure why they would prefer to keep the war going, but they definitely did not seem warm on this idea. China has also said that nuclear war must be avoided at all costs, something that should give us all a sigh of relief, given that both parties actually agree with this plan. We're still waiting for all the details to come out, but I'm hoping that we hear good news from this entire conflict soon. Now, this next update may or may not be good news for you guys. Another person who's very close to President Biden just confirmed his 2024 plans, and it's First Lady Jill Biden. This is what she said when asked about the president's plans for next year.
He says he's not done. He's not finished what he started. And that's what's important. And I think, look at all that Joe has done, has accomplished. I mean, he brought us out of the chaos. And he did that. He was elected because people wanted steady leadership.
Voters are receiving this in two different ways. Some say that the president may completely finish the United States and that what he started was the quick descent of our economy. Some say that he brought the chaos with him, while others say that the First Lady is absolutely correct and that Biden should definitely run again in 2024. But what do you guys think? Make sure to let everybody know what you think in the comments down below. Remember, I read all of the comments. I guess it's pretty tough for households across America to cite positive things that the president has done for the country, especially with the cost of living as it is right now. Rents keep going up, egg prices too, Social Security is in danger. More and more Americans are living paycheck to paycheck. Meanwhile, they're using credit cards, American Express, Visa, MasterCard, just to get by. Now, while yes, this does seem like a bleak situation, it really doesn't have to be. Your financial troubles have solutions, and one of which is budgeting. That's a very good skill to have. There's also the matter of improving cash flow that you can achieve by establishing multiple streams of income through side hustles or small businesses. You can also earn from money that you already have by making your money work for you by investing in real estate when certain deals arise, investing in the stock market. But the road to financial freedom, it's not easy, but it's also not impossible. Now, feel free to join us over in the Patreon community. There's a link in the description down below, as well as the best way to invest in gold. That is down below in the description of this video. Now, before I go, guys, don't forget to drop a thumbs up for the video and subscribe for your daily dose of the truth. Appreciate you guys watching. Please be kind to one another, and I'll see you on the next video.